can sing. Teddy can do things that make you think that. That's the thing about people that sings beautifully. As they sing, you begin to think that you can sing as well. And bad idea. Don't even try it. Mehoto.
Good evening.
How
Good
are
evening.
you? How are you?
I am good. I am good, and thank you very much for having me.
I love having you. I'm actually excited that you're here so that we can delve into things. How have you been? Oh, yeah, it's been years, isn't it?
It has been years.
Yeah,
it has been years,
yeah.
And I really look forward, to spending this time with you.
Yeah,
I'm just as excited.
I'm excited.
Thank you very much.
Now you're welcome. You're welcome. 21 minutes after the hour, 8 o'clock. Now let's get into first, like I said to you, getting to know you. Who's Palisa?
Sure.
If somebody who have never heard of you and who just who's Palisa?
Yeah. Hey, yeah. You're talking of 40 years. That
40,
question is loaded.
That's like that. And I love loaded questions. Yeah.
All right. I'll start maybe from the end and then go backwards.
Okay.
If that is okay.
Okay.
So Palisa is a business and executive coach.
Okay.
Palisa is dedicated really to empowering individuals, explore their value, to unlock their potential despite the challenges that they're going through. I really find fulfillment, with working with people. Almost like hand-holding, finding solutions together, helping them to move from where they are to where they need to be. That is me. And then Palisa, maybe career-wise, I've been in HR for the past 18 years.
Wow.
Of my life. I love it. You can see I
you couldn't glow when you talk about it.
Yes. I love working with people.
Okay.
I love working with employees, managers, union members, so that's my background. And then Palisa is also a wife. I'm a mom of two. And then Palisa is also the oldest, in the family. I'm the oldest of the three girls. So yeah, it used to be three girls.
Okay.
But the middle one, or my sister, my dear sister, has gone to be with the Lord. So
the most beautiful soul I've ever came across.
Absolutely. The sunshine, the ball of energy.
She broke all of our hearts.
That is true. So currently it's me and my baby sister, Tesh. But I'm also blessed, with other siblings. Not really, I call them, maybe let's use sisters.
Okay.
Family,
Okay.
brother-in-law, I still regard him as my brother. Older sisters, my aunts, so they apart, it's very difficult because once she walks in, she's older than me.
Oh yeah.
She becomes the big sis. I might be the big sis, but when she steps in, Palisa becomes, after comes. That is basically Palisa. Blessed with 2 kids, and maybe just in a nutshell, that is me.
Beautiful. Now, growing up, did you see, let's go growing up, let's leave primary, high school, or did you see your life unfold the way it did? Because I look at it and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It looks like it boom in a beautiful way. Did you see your life turn the way it did?
Sure. Well, it's been a journey.
Yeah, because you've always been reserved, quiet, So, but look at you. You talk to people, you coach people. Did you see it come this way?
You won't anticipate it when you're there, But I did, look, because growing up, it's very difficult to respond to that. When you're a child, right? You enjoy high school. You enjoy exploring, all I knew is that there's certain things that I enjoyed, that I loved, but to it unfolding this way has been a journey that will require another interview.
And it has also shocked you, Mungayon.
Absolutely. You having dreams, to go this direction, because you're quite right. Your question is quite right. So when you grow up, You have direct, like for example, I saw myself as working in animation.
Oh yeah.
But look at that, versus
Where you are now. That's what I'm saying. Because
yes.
now in HR you deal with stubborn people. You deal with unions that always wants to say Murwembe, party. And I've never seen you. Listen, it never crossed my mind that you could be in that. I'm like, I thought, oh, maybe doctor, maybe doctor,
Yeah.
and you always loved reading. So I thought,
yeah.
I thought, okay, something that, but like you shocked me, like, oh, but it's beautiful. Listen, it's a beautiful journey that you're on. But it shocked me. So that's why I'm asking that with you. I mean, you must also just look back and say, Palesa.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mawena.
There's so much. Mawena. I like
I mean, I've always been a talker. So when you find me on radio, it's like, oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
But with you, like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I don't know if my close friends that I grew up with will have the same testament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll have a different testament.
Okay.
Because we grew up together.
Of
yes,
course.
I've always been reserved, but I love people.
Of course you do.
I absolutely love people. I love reading. You won't I won't go into a place and I completely consume a place. I always check. I'm very reserved. But definitely, if you sit next to me, I'll definitely greet you. I'll strike a conversation with you. I'll start exploring things about you, only if you allow me to.
Obviously.
Only if you allow me to. But thank you for that question.
Beautiful.
I absolutely love it. Yeah.
And then from high school you went to tertiary. And I know that most people, that's where they really get the kick of what real life is, because now you're on your own. Just a lot happens there. How was your tertiary days?
Sure. Tertiary days were tough because that's where you learn the real independence, right?
Oh yeah.
And if you're somebody like me or like many of us really that had to stay at school, there's a lot of independence.
Of course.
A lot of independence. And I've had a single working mom, so a lot of responsibility
Was on her shoulder.
Yeah, on her shoulder, but also me learning and appreciating the hard work, that both my parents, both my dad and both my mom had to put in. From that very young age, I also, I had to learn to, when I'm talking responsibility, I became a radio presenter, during those days, so to earn a little bit of extra, to assist and help my parents, so it's that journey which I think is so
So you've
important.
always been the responsible kind, the older sister one, but the deputy parent one. You always saw the need to chip in also and help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I loved the tertiary days. You get to now learn and meet new people, new friends, studies, first year, difficult. Remember, you're not used, to that type of volume, of work. But I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved the tertiary days.
You said something that I've always admired about your family. Your father gets the most respect. Correct. Even in his tough days where he could not, but the respect and the love that man received shocked me to this day.
Yeah. Give Father B.
Father B.
Give Father B.
Yeah. And
Give
the most humble man you could ever find. Does he ever get angry?
No, he does. He does. Now, how the firstborn? Firstborns, we've got stories, eh? Why should you only firstborn? You get smacked. The second one, you see the one that's going to be with the Lord. They were quite easy on her.
On the last one.
The last one was a breeze. She was a breeze. Firstborns, I'm sure we all have stories to tell.
Man.
Particularly, yes.
Then the start of a career. You went to school. What did you study?
I studied human resources management.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
And what really now took you to that route? Because you had many. You also like to sing. Oh,
Yes.
I remember you like to sing.
But
Yeah.
just don't make me do it now. I'm horrible.
I
don't know what
remember.
happened to the voice.
Yeah, I remember like on our Wednesday service,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd still go like and sing.
Yeah.
And you had this deep, unique voice actually. And that was voice for radio as well.
Okay.
Now that I think of it.
Oh,
So what
man.
made you say, I'm going for human resource?
Okay. Actually.
Was it a like I'm going here or something just pushed you there?
No. So I actually wanted to do accounting.
Okay.
But during those days, then I was short a point or something
Oh,
like that.
and then
And then, in fact, I started studying B.Ed.
wow.
B.Ed.
Ooh,
Yeah.
aware.
And what's it again? I loved
Were you gonna be a teacher?
I promise you, I loved it.
Okay.
I was a volunteer teacher. I went through the curriculum. I absolutely loved it. And growing up, now
Yeah.
you've sparked something now in
Of
me.
course, yeah.
Growing up, I used to, school.
School, of course, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you play school,
Were you always a teacher?
Yes, I was a teacher. I loved it. The Dlamini,
Yeah.
and even now,
Okay.
sometimes, for example, from a work perspective,
Yeah.
and then let's say there's a program that you take in the employees.
Okay. Oh yeah.
They always ask me, are you sure you were not supposed to be a teacher? Because the way you explain into hand like a day. So I always appreciate B.Ed. I wish I would have finished it, and I hope one of these good days, I'll be motivated to go back.
But look at God and He's doing His doings. Even the coaching and what, that's teaching actually.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So then you shot a point there. You can't go into accounting, whatever, and you.
My B.Ed.
Okay.
And then from B.Ed, then just when I made it, I went back to the dean. I just got the boldness to go back to say, look, these are the marks. Look at the distinctions that I've obtained.
Mm-hmm.
Can you then allow me, please, just to go study? And then I was exposed to HR management.
Okay.
And in BCom. So what I loved about it is that with BCom you can still do economics.
Of course, yeah.
Accounting.
There's a lot of doors,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, maybe it wasn't such a bad idea.
Okay.
So let's do this thing that they call HR management. So I did that.
Okay.
And then proceeded.
Your love for accounting had fallen off then.
I still loved it.
But,
It was still a bit of, but now it was more, what is it? Like it was versatile now.
Oh, yeah.
The landscape just widened, which was quite good. I'm very glad that I was exposed to that,
And as you got into HR, you fell in love with it.
I fell in love with it.
Oh, man.
I fell in love with it, It's up until then you employed, because I started as a development coordinator.
Okay. What was your first company that you worked for?
It was Cecil.
Okay.
It was Cecil Polymers.
Polymers, I see.
where
Okay.
I started.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see polymers, yeah. I see.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh,
And
wow.
then,
Okay.
later on, I got scouted by a white gentleman, and sorry that I have to use because you know what, I attribute so much. I was groomed by a white male.
Yeah.
Okay.
That? Nice.
He scouted me,
and because historically, white men are not the ones to groom. I'm just saying
Yes,
historically,
yes,
So being
yes.
groomed by one, it's actually
Absolutely.
something to really be grateful for. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
He just liked you.
No, he scouted me, and then I think we went through the process, the recruitment process, and I happened to be the only African, in the team, then during those days, and he spent so much time taking me through, like you could see the passion,
Wow.
and some of the
Wow.
principles that he taught me then,
Okay.
though they didn't make sense
Then.
as I grew in the career, I was like, oh, this is what
This
he was
is
talking
why.
about. This is what he was talking about,
Wow.
So he really helped
Wow.
me.
Wow.
And I remember even when I was in that environment, there were business managers that thought I was not going to make it because they said this is a white-dominated environment, But thank God for the supportive environment, that was available then, because as I left, then did they give me the feedback. We never thought you were going to make it,
Oh.
But we're so proud of you because you did the most greatest, so you did such a good job. So that was the takeoff, actually,
Okay.
which I will forever appreciate because from there, then then it starts getting complex. You
yeah.
grow in the career.
So from Sasol,
So from Sasso, I stayed in Sasso for quite some time because from polymers, I went to Infrachem, and then from Infrachem, then I went to
with somebody to
oil but I love the company. I love the company.
Wow.
I'm so glad, to have received, the opportunity to be with such a great company and work with great people also. Yeah.
In business, I say to people almost every chance I get that, yes, as a small business, you need financial assistance to jump from here to there and all those things. But I always say, I think the biggest support that one needs is emotional support in this journey of business. How important is emotional support in your career path?
It's very important. It is very important because, when you started the show, you said something that is important, that human beings are human beings. You can't exempt the human being from the experience, the emotions that you go through. So you can't say you're an employee, so you leave your emotions there.
At home.
You can't. You can't. So as a businessman, those are the emotions, and they come from the experience, the journey, that you went through, in your journey, or in your life, experiencing.
So those experiences become part of who you are. That they make you who you are. You are who you are now, even in your workplace, because of the experiences that you went through.
Some are good.
Some are, obviously.
Some, are challenging. And some we can be upfront. Some made me cry.
Yeah.
Big time. They made me cry.
But you've always been a crybaby.
No.
I'm pulling your leg.
I'll accept that.
I'm pulling your leg.
Yeah.
You, to me, you've always appeared like very firm, very loving, and all this. But like, okay, you always look grounded. Like, okay, some cement there, like grounded, and which was actually quite beautiful to watch.
Yes. I'll take that as feedback. I won't add, I won't subtract, because it's your observation, right? Yeah.
So tell me your worst days. What do you do to crawl back up to being normal? Because everybody, like you said, we've got our worst days. And this is you. You could be a mom, a wife, a what, but you are an individual. What do you do, and how do you crawl back up from days that are dark, from days that really leaves you emotionally drained, and you think, I just don't want to do this anymore?
Worst days are worst days. And it starts with acknowledging, right? Acknowledging, why am I feeling this way? You need to learn to have that conversation with ourselves, And when you're somebody like me that likes to write, I like to write my thoughts. I like to write my feelings. Why am I feeling this way? And just keep on asking that why. I'm upset, I'm sad. Why am I feeling sad? Because I went through this. But why did I go through that?
Wow.
Just keep that why until you get to, it's so exhaustive, that why, because it helps you take out everything, So you need to acknowledge the feelings and be honest. If you need to cry, cry. Okay, cry, let it all out, and remember from there. Then the next point is, and then after that, then you ask yourself, okay, seeing that I'm feeling this way, how do I then move forward? So you could either be stuck there, because sometimes it takes time, right? It takes time, but give yourself the grace, because sometimes pain, challenges can either cripple us, or they can propel us forward.
Wow.
So it's very, very, very important. So acknowledge it, cry, do what you need to, but give yourself grace at the same time. And then once you're done, help yourself up, okay, what's the first move? What do I need to do, to start moving from where I am, even if I give to where I, what's the first step, a critical step that I need to take, just to help myself up. And sometimes helping myself up could just even be a small thing where, okay, maybe tomorrow, wake up, bath, feel better, understand, and then after feeling better, let me go back, just attempt to try at least this one thing. So it's very important that you take it in chewable chunks, give yourself grace, constantly check with yourself, and if possible, for those that are Christians, pray. For me, the other thing that helps me is pray. Take it to the Lord. In prayer, ask for help, ask for grace, ask for direction, so that you can move from where you are to where you need to be.
But then, in that whole, because you deal with people who comes to you for coaching, for this, for a whole lot of things. Now, in that whole, then you meet somebody who needs you. How do you then deal with it? Because I think it's always I'm sitting here and I'm in my West, and here's somebody who needs me. That's the thing. How then do you snap out of it and say, okay, there's someone that needs me?
Yeah, look, we have to help each other as individuals. There's no man that's an island. We live together as human beings. So if you want to extend yourself, extend yourself to help them. It goes a long way.
This is being sacrificial.
Yes, absolutely. And then again, you need professional support also, like counseling. So coaching is not counseling, you see. So if I'm coaching you, and then maybe okay, either, for example, you might be a danger to yourself, or there's things that we're picking up, that now require either, like for example, a psychologist. Then I would rather recommend, that let's pause here
and go,
and then I suggest that you go through counseling, and then we will revert, because sometimes we also work together, as professionals, So it's very important that you also go through that bit, because mental health, I don't even want to go into that. So it is important that we acknowledge, we don't bottle things up, acknowledge our feelings, acknowledge the hurt, help yourself, but like what you said, a person could be feeling that I'm in this deep hole, either through grieving, through, like for example, when we lost my sister, so it happens that at times you might even have to consider, or at least just getting the professional assistance, either from a counselor or a psychologist.
Because I think on that very same note that you lost your sister, but again you have a sister that you also need to take care of. Yeah, I can tell that it's not easy, but like you said, that's when you need to sacrifice yourself and just and what I've learned is that sometimes what we do has got a way of coming back to us, obviously, whether good or bad. I think it has a way of coming back. So if you extend yourself, like you said, many years ago, I think 2005 and 6, around there, I had a serious mental breakdown. It was so bad that one day I tried to commit suicide about 4 or 5 times, failed all the times. The last one, I'm sitting in my office, and I just went into this hole, and I thought to myself, I'm ending it, and left my office. I'm working here at VUT, and I ran. I just want to be hit by a bus or a truck. That's what I'm going to do that. As I approached the protection services, there's a lady shouting, light, and I stopped because you are wasting my time. I want to go die. What is it? And she stopped me and she says to me, listen, I've just qualified, I'm grading, and I want you to come and be at my graduation, because my first year here, I wanted to kill myself, but you talked me out of it. Damn. What are the odds? I'm going to kill myself. Somebody comes and says to me, 2 years ago, you stopped me from killing myself. It just blew my world like nobody's business. So I'm trying to say, I understand what you're saying, that you give yourself even when you you don't feel like it, or you don't even have much to give of yourself. Ish. Okay, enough being said.
But most importantly, give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace. How
Mm.
And a lot of times, a tendency to brush it aside. No, how no, it was strong. Men don't cry. You know, so give yourself, when you hurt, hurt is hurt. You know,
it does not have male or female.
Male or female. Pain is pain. You know, so go through it. Go through it. You know, acknowledge it. Seek help. Sometimes, you know, like for example, what you're saying, but and if you see now a trend that well, there's professionals that can talk, you know, quite much, like that can do a better job than what I'm doing, because they trained in that, you know. But you know, we always encourage that wellness is quite so critical, you know, that you pay attention to, seek the support. There is support, you know, there really is support out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, look at it, it's running. But now, I want to know, at what point do you now say, I need to coach and do, because you're in HR and all that, what really brought this element?
Okay. So, HR, what I like about it is that I've always loved people development.
Oh, okay.
I've always loved people development. You know, I like to sit with employees, and I think that has taught me. I know you said union members giving you stress and these ones giving you. You know what? I actually, yes, there were those challenges, but one thing that I appreciated about my journey in HR is that I had a good relationship with employees. You know, they could come, we could talk. I had a good relationship with managers. Yes, we agree, disagree in certain, but we had good relations, you know. Union members could call me, you know, and say, Palisa, are you aware of this?
Wow.
You know, I'm guiding you. Just look at this. We could sit after a case and critically review, understand some of the lessons from a case. So that I appreciate. That taught me, Rahman. Once again, maybe there is something that I'm enjoying that I find fulfillment. Just engaging with people, helping somebody, you know, get frustrated, man. How do I so when you be inquisitive in a role, you know, don't wait for somebody to say development plan now, you guy. Start there where you are. For example, you know, how do I want to grow? Or so where do I want to? What's my next target? How do I go the extra mile? I want to so and so where's at this role that I'm also interested in. Once I master where I am, or this is, why don't I start just asking that person, can you teach me? Can you start showing me what I want? So that, because you know what, next time that role becomes available and it's advertised, guess what? You now know
how to do it. Yeah.
And guess what? You can compete and actually apply for the role or this is that. So I've always loved that. So from a coaching perspective, you know, personally, I just love, you know, to help people explore their value, you know, unlock their potential. You know, I just love to see you move from where you are, despite the challenges, you know, move from where you are, you know, to where you desire to be. And we work together, put a plan together, and make sure that you actually achieve that, even from a business perspective, you know, because you're almost like a sounding board. A coach is not consulting, so it's not consulting, you know. We're there to navigate a journey. I'm there to support you. Well, this is we're there to, and actually much is required. Well, this is, people think you're going to sit there and you're going to have this person that gives you the answers. No. And then right at the end, I always love it right at the end, where you come and tell me, well, now what's it again? I actually had the answers in me. You helped me get there. Well, this is you helped me, you supported me to get there. That's the part that I love about coaching.
And what kind of people, maybe this might sound not too wise, but what kind of people need coaching? what I don't know how to put this, but is it people who says, you know what, I feel stuck, or what kind of people like need coaching?
I like that question. So, for example, you could be in a career. So, anyone that's you know, in a career, let's say, for example, you're feeling stuck, and I like to use your example, you know, and you don't know what's your next line of work, you know, what's the next motivation. You can see a coach. You've just assumed a new role, for example, as a manager. You know, you used to now lead yourself. You never used to have people reporting to you. You know, and now as a manager, much is required. You know, so you've just transitioned. So instances of that nature, you also need a coach, you know, to assist you with the transition. For executive managers, remember now you also now have to put a strategy for that department. You know, you need to ensure that you know, you like almost like you need to lead the change, productivity, and etc. So we work. So that's the other type of coaching from a career perspective. And then the other coaching, we do team coaching also. You know, to assist teams, you know, to work cohesively together, you know, to achieve team goals, you know, help them just craft the journey, you know, of where they need to be and how, you know, they can work together, you know, in terms of getting there. So it's team coaching, you know, it's business coaching. I'm not going to give every example, so it's business coaching, it's executive coaching, you know, it's career coaching and personal life coaching. So personal, somebody that's saying, hey, na I get sure
I need things to come together and be okay.
So that's what a coach does.
Okay.
So that's what a coach does in the
a coach, it's what a coach or when I talk about what I'm just saying, like in the soccer, he coaches. No, you're a good coach. That's basically what you do to show them their value.
Yeah, so most importantly is to move you from where you are
to a better place.
You need to be.
Or where you will perform.
Or where you aspire.
Oh yeah.
To be.
Okay.
So it's not so clear. So coaching brings clarity. Or it brings direction. You know, it brings intention.
I'm already feeling my direction. I already feel like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell me something. Something very important that because that's nice. There's an event that's coming up, and I want as many people as possible to attend. Tell me about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the theme of this event is own your story.
Okay.
Your journey to greatness begins here. So every person is unique. And you are in this life for a reason. Let's put it that way. You know, a lot of times, you know, when you have that conversation with people, it's like, for a reason. Yes, you are here for a reason. You know, and just because maybe you've gone through challenges and maybe it's a bit fuzzy for one, how will it you know, you're not here, like when you can't give anything, you know. So first of all, you're born for a reason, you know. So it's, and all of us are journeys, you know. Some, you know, it's going okay, but there's challenges, you know, and some, you know, are struggling in the everyday life, you know. So it's really appreciating your journey, but most importantly, you know, finding the value, finding the purpose. Why am I here? Because if you can get that, and then what impact can you make as an individual? Because purpose always goes beyond yourself. Or at least it always impacts people.
Purpose always goes beyond yourself.
Yes. And we're all born for a reason. You know, I can't tell you by just looking at people that this is the reason why. So the purpose of this event really is to encourage that. One is to encourage that, but it also features the launch of my new journal, which is called My Journey to Greatness. Okay. So that journal is really inspired by my own journey, because I loved to write. You know, there's power in writing the vision down. reflecting on the challenges, the lessons. You know, if you mentioned something when we started to say, yes, that's true. You know, I was one of those people that would just allow my mind, you know, to go wild. All this is, and you know, the impact of looking at that 10 years. I love this, you know, I love this. This is how much I've worked towards. No, that one is funny. I'll never go there. That's crazy. So there is power in writing the vision down, there is power in being intentional. About the goals, you know, and achieving your purpose in life and working towards that. And remember, purpose is not a destination also. It's a journey. It's a journey.
Wow.
It's a journey. So it's very important. And we also have quite a number of speakers that are going to share their insights, you know, incredible speakers, you know, that some will share from a wellness perspective, seeing that you also asked me, you know, that, you know, I'm just going to share a bit of that. Some are going to share, you know, for example, on crafting the roadmap, you know, and then there's a speaker that will talk, you know, on an image consultant on how you dress, how you present, you know, for example, let's say, for example, if you walked into a room, the first 7 seconds is so important before you can even address anyone. Paying close attention to how you dress for confidence, you know. And then there'll be a speaker, for example, that will share their journey. And then we have the financial experts to come teach us and show us.
This is a very fully packed
Yes. I wish I had more time just to unpack those topics.
Let's talk about the speakers, because I think this might be quite interesting. Somebody sitting at home might actually have heard about this kind of speakers, or might say, I'm running to this event just to go. Let's just talk about
the speakers.
The speakers,
Okay. So let's do this. So there will be a speaker that, first of all, talks on walking in purpose, aligning your journey with God's plan.
Wow.
So basically, we need to learn to align our goals with God's plan, because it's not just about you know, embracing your passion, embracing personal ambition, you know. So there's some alignment. There's a reason. You know, why you were born. That's the bit that I spoke to. Then there's the wellness for greatness, you know. So here we're going to discover the importance of holistic wellness. So in other words, you know, learning to nurture, taking care of ourselves, you know, physical health, mental well-being, you know, and mastering just self-care to unlock full potential. What does this mean? I can have great plans, but if I don't take care of this body that's a vehicle, you know, I might not be able to achieve those goals if I don't take care. You know, so, you know, I don't know if you've heard, but, you know, there's this saying that your health is the new wealth.
Is it new wealth?
You know, you need to invest, you need to take care of your body. You know, so we're having an expert that's going to talk on that. Then we're going to talk on building financial stability. So these are just practical tips to empower you, you know, with financial wellness, you know, from budgeting to saving to just achieving financial independence. And we know that this is a critical topic for all of us.
This one.
For all of us.
This one.
Yeah. And then I spoke about the image consultant also that will be joining us, that will be talking on dressing for your personal brand. So here, this is just to elevate your confidence, you know, your personal presentation. They're going to provide key tips, you know, on how you need to dress for success while you stay true to yourself. It's not about changing who you are, you know, because we're talking about a personal brand here. You know, and then there's going to be a speaker, I spoke a little bit on this, that's going to help us create a roadmap to your greatness. I love this, you know, so this person is going to show us how to set meaningful goals, not just for now, you know, but beyond now. How do you go about that? And then again, a speaker that's going to talk on turning challenges into triumphs. So they're going to share their personal journey with us. You know, so sometimes, you know, they always say the best people to give advice is when you've gone through the journey, right? Then you can share the insights and the lessons. So we're getting a speaker that's going to address that. And then there's going to be a speaker, I'll keep quiet, I love this one, on embracing your path to greatness. And I'm sure you can tell which one, who's going to take over that one.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That's basically, so it's going to be from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
10 until 4.
10 o'clock until 4. This is going to be on 30 November. There are 2 tickets that are available.
Okay.
So we've got the Inspiration Pass that's going for $550.
Okay.
And then we also have the other one that's going for $950. That one is the premium ticket. So if you get that one is loaded because you'll get the journal and you'll also get 3 free coaching sessions from my side.
Wow.
Just to give you the kickstart.
Okay.
Yes, and then it will be at the Lord's Signature Hotel. This is in Risseville for Enachem.
It's just here.
Yes.
It's just here.
And a lot of people, maybe if you may allow me, if that is okay, John Dlamini, they asked, is there going to be food? Yes.
Of course.
Yes,
I can't pay $550 and not have food.
Yes, I thought maybe while I'm here, I'll be getting those messages like, is there going to be food? Yes, definitely. Food is going to be catered for.
Man. I'm excited. I'm extremely inspired as well. When we grow up, that she's gonna do well, but there are people who surpasses what, and I don't know if it comes out right, but there are people who goes way beyond. Like I said, I thought you were gonna be a doctor, but this is better than a doctor. In all, so there are people that you think, they're gonna do great, and you meet them like, oh no, this is not great. We need a new word for this. Because once it starts including being selfless, I need you to understand that. Once it includes helping others to reach their great potential, now what else can be compared to that?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are a doctor, a very different doctor, because you take people from where they are and put them where they never even thought they would be. Now, what else can be compared to that?
Oh man, and
what
you
else?
Don't know the fulfillment
Yes.
that I get when that happens.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's amazing, and it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing, and Dlamini, if you do allow me. So, I'll use the classical example that we always use. You'll have 2 people. If you're getting a half your glass, the one will say, no, but this glass is half empty, right? And then the other ones will say, but it's half full. Both of them are right. If you say in life, I can do it, you're right. And if you also say, I can't do it, let me tell you, you're also right. So it's a mindset thing. But the sooner you get to grips, with your purpose, you also get to be fulfilled. You find that there's direction. In fact, research shows that people that are aligned, to their purpose find it fulfilling. They experience a greater sense of happiness, knowing that you're adding value, you're making an impact beyond yourself. So, and versus the ones that are not aligned to their purpose, that also, in a repair, because you feel empty, you feel, like you lack direction, and it's kind of going, it's just getting back on track. It's just getting back on track, But I get around pieces kind of going with people, the more you talk as I coach people, you realize, motho ha decide fela ho etsa jwalo or no, ha kena direction, so I'll end here. There's history to it, okay? But failure, pain, they're not destinations, they're part of the journey. They are part of the journey. And you know what? Remember, it's a mindset thing. One step at a time. Give yourself grace, one step at a time, you will get there, And like I said, go back there where I said that it's not a destination. When you leave this earth, just echoing, the words of my lead sister, when she said, make sure that when you leave, you have emptied yourself. I like Denzel Washington's video that says, make sure that when you leave, there's no ghosts around you that says, you could have been this, you could have done better here, you don't want that, so regret is just a decision that's made a limit. I'll put it in there, just, so you don't want that, you don't want that, and it's not to say that, like what you say, you can compare and look at how other people are doing. That's good, right? But you come back to yourself. You don't compare to say, no, marabona ba privileged, because you need to get back on track, right? Focus on your journey. How go share and that you're such a good speaker, you're such a great radio presenter, and maybe I'm aspiring to be one. It should serve as a motivation, right? But it should not diminish. I'll never get there. Look at that. So I should look at you from a motivation perspective. And if possible, come people go, how do you do it? How do you? So this thing, it's possible to the one, that believes, and the one that is committed, to really to own the story and to commit to the journey. All of us, I can tell you, if you're to interview me, Lynn, I've been through my pitfalls. Of course. Lynn, I've been through my hurts. What this is career-wise. So how would I have my own history, my own pains, or how work discrimination because I've experienced it. Can you imagine HR experiencing discrimination, for example? Who takes care of HR when you go through that? I know that the pains of going through that, but it's just a decision to say, and can you imagine if I did not make the decision to say, you know what, it's fine, let me own that. What do I learn from that? And how do I move forward? What does that define me? No, it doesn't. And it's moments of that nature that help us to be who we are, actually, So it's embracing that journey. Yes, it's important to have highlights when we celebrate. That's good. But if you think of your own journey, what has shaped you to be who you are? It's the challenges, right? It's the challenges. And it's challenge after challenge. The next time when you meet it, it's like, okay, I've been through that. I'm stronger. This I know. This I know. I'm much stronger. So yeah, maybe I can just wrap it up. So this event really, it's about iron sharpening another iron. So we're all gonna come into one room and we're gonna help each other, lead a purpose-driven life, and we're gonna walk out of the inspired to end this year, with purpose and be rejuvenated to start the new year.
As you go into the new year,
as you go into the new year,
new person with
yes.
Where do people get hold of you personally if they say, I need you to coach me, I need sessions with you? Where do they get hold of you? Where do they,
Okay, first of all, they can come on the website to those that can access, the website. So www.atsergo consulting.
Oh, you need to
spell that
at,
Okay, it's ADSURGO consulting.co.za.
Okay.
So if you just go to the coaching bit, I've actually even explained it very nicely, and the person can even have, for example, you can book a session with me. The first one I usually give it for free. I do give it for free, and then we actually we'll work together, in terms of the journey, and then in terms of holding, in contact with me again. My cell phone number is available. It's 064 683 2479. So
say it again.
It's 064 683 2479.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Look at us. We are on the other side of 9. It's 10 minutes later. Which it's good. This was really quite nicely, but thank you very much for this. And I just know, obviously, this event would be a great success, not because but because of the lives that would be touched and changed. And that's, to me, what's more important. It's the impact than the quantity. You could have 3 people there. If they live there thinking differently, than when they came in there, then that's a success. So I know people's lives are going to be changed. I know that people are going to be elevated, but more importantly, I know that God's going to be glorified throughout all this.
Absolutely. We change one life at a time. And we know that the master coach is the Lord, right? The master coach is the Lord. John Dlamini. Thank you very much for echoing that. So it's really to bring glory to Him and to bring that alignment the determination, and get all of us really committed, to our purpose. Nobody must ever feel that they're not here for a reason. Everyone is important. You are unique. You are special in your own way. And sometimes you even have to tell yourself that, because that's how God sees us.
Wow. We just pray that the Lord continue to bless you, but to uplift you, but more importantly, to give you wisdom to see beyond what's just in front, to see even what people are not saying, and to get into there and to help lives.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to Sedibeng FM and John Dlamini really for making this platform available. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate it.